there and welcome to Startup Central. I'm Nantara Rai, working from home. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only show of its kind on Indian television dedicated to startups, technology, entrepreneurship, disruption, you name it. It's here on ET Now on weekdays at 6 p.m. Today's edition of the Startup Central is actually dedicated, you can say, to electric vehicles. There's been a lot of news around that front. In the morning, it was by Bhavish Agarwal, the media reticent founder of Ola, announcing how Ola Electric is buying out a company in Europe which is in the business of two-wheelers. On your screens are the tweets that Bhavish Agarwal put out earlier in the day. And we had a live webinar with Vijay Shekhar Sharma of Paytm. I'd asked him then, if he was broke and 21, what are the areas that he would focus on? He wanted to clarify he would not do it today into 2020 after what he's done with Paytm, but one of the biggest sectors to watch out for going forward is indeed going to be electric vehicles. Here's a quick recap of how even the Paytm founder seems to be impressed with what all is happening in that space.
That I was doing today, if I'm starting, wouldn't be possibly the same things that I'm talking. For example, like today, the business of our business is based on huge amount of capital deployment. I mean, we are talking tens of thousands of crores multiple time deployed here in this company. Now, obviously, if I'm starting, I would not have access to such capital. So I would have changed myself to pick up something which could start in a smaller capital. Let's say an electric vehicle-led technology or something purely on lending side, because there is a huge opportunity in financial services any which way for a beginner also in this time right now. Or like I said, autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, and mobility is something which is very hot, and there is a lot of opportunity.
So that's Vijay Shekhar Sharma saying that if he was 21 and broke, maybe even he would have been bitten by the electric vehicles bug. I told you it's an episode that's dedicated to EVs, and joining me now is another startup in the EV space. But guess what's so great this time around? This startup is collaborating with another startup which is in the business of shared mobility as well as EVs. Joining me now is Tarun Mehta, the CEO and co-founder at Ather Energy. Tarun, thanks so much for joining us here at ET Now. Heartening to see how you're finding innovations during COVID-19. First up, of course, I hope everyone at Ather is safe and healthy. I'm guessing they are, which is why you are looking at new business development, new innovations, ways to grow.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me here, and thanks for checking in. Everybody's fine, everybody's safe. I think COVID's been a major disruptor, but it also has been a time when we all thinking differently about partnerships, when you're all thinking very differently about channels, about collaborations. And in this climate, partnering with Bounce made a lot of sense. We've always been super excited about new ownership models. We were the first ones in the country to introduce leasing. We were the first ones to introduce subscriptions. So when Bounce reached out and told us that they're thinking of this peer-to-peer lending model, we were game. We thought it makes a lot of sense.
So tell me a little bit about how this partnership is going to work. You know, you're going to be riding together in during COVID, post-COVID. What's this ride going to be like? What all is on the route? Pardon my really bad puns.
So this brings really the strengths of both of our companies together. What Bounce really has a phenomenal strength on is its network and its customer base on the sharing side. In Bangalore and many other cities, there are just lakhs and lakhs of customers who are using Bounce and look up to them as the first choice for two-wheeler sharing. And what Ather's really good at is building phenomenally, really, really good electric vehicles, especially electric two-wheelers. So there's a customer segment that I don't think really existed in large quantities before, but because of COVID, that's starting to come about. People who are very much open to the idea of using a shared product, but want to use an electric vehicle, especially after the entire lockdowns and what everybody's seen. There's a lot of customers who want to use electric either for financial reasons because the running cost is so low, or because of environmental reasons where electric wins hands down. So Bounce hasn't had a lot of electric vehicles in the past on its fleet, and that's all in the dockless model. We've been able to create a new product where customers buy an Ather scooter, but it goes on the Bounce platform where on days or weeks that they don't need to use it, they can put it up for rent. So other existing Bounce customers can then rent out an Ather scooter on their platform from existing Ather owners. So it's a hybrid between pay as you go and renting by the minutes and complete ownership.
Okay, so Tarun, this is also about survival. So did you guys also have to get together just to make sure that you survive through COVID-19? Because, you have to increase your cash runway. You don't know when you're going to have visibility on the fact when the economy will be back up running, where there will be disposable income, where you will see consumers comfortable to buy an Ather bike just for themselves. As far as Bounce goes, today when everything is about being contactless, who wants to share even a bike, right? So is this also about just surviving COVID-19?
I think everybody needs to be thinking of survival. Definitely, no. There's no escaping that. But I think it's a massive opportunity. I think pre-COVID, this kind of a collaboration would have been very hard to get started. We were so happy just selling our own vehicles. Like every other channel is just a distraction. But COVID, I think, ironically, has opened up a lot of interesting opportunities, just like this. You see Bounce making a lot of collaborations. You will see now us making a few of these collaborations. I think new customer needs are coming about. And unlike the larger OEMs, Ather is in a unique position where we're just starting to grow. So we're not dealing with a market that is saturated. And we can go after new needs or new customer behaviors that other larger OEMs can't go after. So I think as much as it is looking at the new world and looking at the new reality of post-COVID, it is also a lot about tapping into new customer needs that have come about because of COVID.
Let me ask you this. I got from a website that, if I buy an Ather 450 with a commercial registration, it's about 1.15 lakh rupees on road. If it was for private use, it would be, I beg your pardon, 1.13 lakh. What does this actually mean? Supposing I'm a consumer and I agree to buy an Ather Energy bike to rent it out. How's it going to work? How does it exactly work? How do I make sure I get my bike back? I don't want to get into the whole jhanjat and the entire rigmarole of making sure the guy has given it back when he'll pick it up, all of that. How does it work?
So first, it starts from registration. So registration is different if you want to lease out or if you want to rent out your scooter, which is why the prices are a little different. 113 on our website, which is for personal usage only, and 115 if you buy via Bounce because it's commercially registered. Now, once you do that, your vehicle is registered on Bounce. It's available there. And every time you are comfortable, let's say weekdays, 5 days a week, you use it for your office and back purposes. But on weekends, you are comfortable, you want to lend it out for somebody to try it, or you just want to make extra money on the weekend. You go on the Bounce platform and you put up your vehicle up for rentals over the weekend. People who come to Bounce for their rental needs find the vehicle there and then they can book it. The one who's renting the vehicle needs to pick it up and drop it from the owner's house. So there is a natural protection built in because there is an in-person interaction and it's not vehicles going in a large inventory. So vehicles are automatically protected a little better. And Bounce obviously has, with its operational network, provides a lot more support there. As volumes rise up for this specific segment, we can definitely look at deeper integrations. For example, the 450 comes with a SIM card, it comes with GPS tracking, it comes with remote diagnostics, it comes with a touchscreen dashboard with a lot of alerts and updates right on the dashboard itself. So as time goes by, we are definitely looking at deeper and deeper collaborations where a vehicle like this, with a customer like this, can do a lot more than just do the typical ride. It can give updates, it can give notifications to the owner, and do basically a lot more than just the typical two-wheeler, what the typical two-wheeler does.
Have you stopped manufacturing of the new bikes? How heated is this space going to be? You know, before we began our interview, for example, we've had investors of Ola Electric talking about what Ola's plans, for example, are when it comes to two-wheeler space. Even before COVID, what we've also seen are the OEMs, the large auto companies invest in all of your startups, obviously hoping to catch a piece of the action early on. How are you reading this market?
I think this is an incredibly exciting market. I think last year was all about all of us doing the homework and laying the ground, laying the pieces for the industry. But I think this is the year when things really are starting to take off. Super exciting that Ola's stepped in, because I very strongly believe that the entire EV transition is really going to be led by startups. OEMs are going to be really following up much. Traditional OEMs are going to be following up much later. So exciting to see that a high energy company led by Bhavish is stepping into the space. I think this year you're going to see a lot more volume. Last year we saw 20% growth in electric two-wheelers despite all the regulatory changes and despite a lot of the previous inventory of lead acid batteries based electric scooters getting cleared up from the market. Despite that, the industry grew by 20%. I think this year it should grow by maybe two times. We're going to see a lot of growth this year. Which is why you are seeing even larger OEMs like Bajaj and TVS starting to make some noise, some products in the space. I think this year is going to be incredibly exciting.
So you're not worried? You think that it's going to be very, very easy to actually survive this, Tarun? It's good to know that. It's always a pleasure having you on Startup Central. Thank you so much for joining us today, and all the best to everyone at the company.